How many of us are using ChatGPT or similar LLM tools for figuring out product stuff, product proposals? Okay, stop doing that. Stop doing that, right? Like, it's just not good enough yet. It isn't. Okay. I know it's generating neat documents or write ups. I know you're not like just verbatim copying, pasting it in most cases, but you're kind of like using it. It's like, oh, write me this thing, blah, blah, blah. What are you doing? Just stop doing it. It's not good enough yet. I know this. All right. Because I've tried. The thing is, you actually have to read critically. Again, for those of you who went to high quality schools, I did not, by the way, but for those of you who did go to a high quality school, you were taught this in like 9th, 10th, 11th grade to read critically. And certainly, if you weren't taught this in school, you were taught this in a decent quality college, particularly in the United States. And somehow, we've lost that skill as PMs. We just, oh, is it neatly formatted? Does it say all the right business speak? And it's like, okay, whatever. Here's the deal. Should I use AI for a conversation to spark ideas? Absolutely. Should I use AI to do some grunt work, some deep research, that whatever you need to do, where the research is just a reference, it is not the primary source of decision making, but it is a reference? By all means. Should I use AI to show some nonsense slide which shows some line chart thingy, which shows where the industry is headed, just to convince some people that yes, there was a chart, so therefore this is a rigorous proposal? By all means. By all means. Make the chart complicated if you want. Because then people will be like, ah, yeah, it's very smart. Yes, I agree. This was such a good presentation. Nobody understands the chart, but doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Right? Show some complicated math also, like second derivative, not even complicated math, like 12th grade calculus or first year college calculus. Right? Everybody's like, oh, Bob, Alice, you are a very smart PM. Like, ooh, you showed the second derivative. This is nonsense shit. Okay. So should I use AI for all that? Of course, because it's useless work. Right. But I will tell you today, still, AI is not good enough for actual insights that will differentiate your product and for actual insights that will differentiate you as a product, you yourself as a PM. AI is not yet there. It might get there. It might get there next year or the year after. It's not yet there. So use your judgment, right? Again, develop judgment and use the judgment. I think people should not be using AI to get insights. Again, you can augment yourself with AI by all means. Let me give you a concrete example. So, say you have a feedback form where users are writing verbatim comments about their experience with something, some product, some flow, whatever. Now, these days, what happens is that, oh, 160 customers filled this out over the last week. Wonderful. So, what are people doing these days? That is idiotic. What they do is they give it to ChatGPT and they say, please summarize this for me. Wrong. You should not be doing that. You should not be doing that. If you want to generate a summary to show to others, by all means do it. Use ChatGPT. I have no problem with that. But if you actually want to learn how the user thinks, if you truly want to understand the user and not just pay lip service to being user centric, if you truly want to understand the user, you must read each and every one of those 160 verbatim comments by users, because that is the truth. What ChatGPT will do is it'll abstract away all that truth and give you some nonsense like users think there is too much friction. It's like, yo, I don't need to be Einstein to know that users think there's too much friction. But I need to really, truly understand the user and how the user thinks and being able to predict the user's behavior better than the user can themselves. And for that skill, you have to train yourself on the source data, not on the summary. Okay. And by the way, if you are getting skeptical right now, again, logically, I'll prove it to you. If ChatGPT is solely trained on Wikipedia articles, would it be as good as it is right now? Yes or no? Because when you just put in these 160 verbatim comments into ChatGPT, like, yo, summarize it for me. You are basically training yourself on what is the equivalent of Wikipedia articles. So, how can your thinking now be that good? So, understand this stuff, right? By all means, use AI. But people say, oh, this is another nonsense. Like, AI will not take your job, but a person using AI will. It's just like stupid shit. Don't believe this stuff. Like, what is this nonsense? Of course, everybody's going to be using AI tools. It's like saying in 1993 that the internet will not take your job or the World Wide Web will not take your job. Somebody using the World Wide, everyone is going to use AI, right? I mean, everyone who is driven, motivated, smart is going to use AI. So it's how you use AI, how you use AI to augment the raw skill that you have, the product skill that we are talking about, the craft, right? It's how you use it that matters and where you use it that matters, not the fact that you use it. Like, oh, look at AI generated the first draft of this document. It's like useless. By the way, this whole first draft thing is also stupid because now what happens? You think like, oh, I have the blank page syndrome. If I'm staring at a blank page, I can't do anything. I get paralyzed. I get it. I get it. This is a real issue, right? So therefore, to get over the blank page syndrome, I'll ask AI to create something and then I'll update it. Well, here's the problem. Do you realize that now your job, you have changed from thinking original thoughts to editing and updating that first draft? And the moment you do that, it is not going to be as good. So understand that.